but you know, one of the problems is that we have governments around the world who are basing very expensive policy decisions on what the IPCC are saying. And, you know, here in Ottawa, we're about to release a report and people can actually sign up. I'll send them the report as soon as it's ready. It should be ready in the next week or so. If they go to climate, I got to get it right, eh? ICSC-Canada.com. If you go to ICSC-Canada.com, you have a little window where you can put your email address in, and I'll send you the report as soon as it's ready. But we're finding some pretty amazing things. I mean, if you actually look at the amount of money that they're spending, they will have to increase the city's annual budget by 37% just to cover their climate plan. Okay.
Say that again. That is outrageous to me. That's nearly 40%.
Yeah. And they're saying this will be translated, unless they get really significant help from senior levels of government, which are all broke right now. But unless they get very significant help, they're going to have to increase property taxes by 37% in Ottawa, you know, and this is to bring about things which are quite literally impossible. They're basing it on the idea, for example, that Ottawa is getting a lot hotter. They talk about the average summer temperature in Ottawa is hotter. But if you actually look at how it's calculated, it turns out that the average summer maximum is not increasing in Ottawa. In fact, there are places like Hogsback near Ottawa where the temperature has been dropping. What's happening is the minimum temperature at night is going up somewhat, so the average is increasing. But the actual hot, you know, middle of the day, it's just not happening. So what they want to do is they want to move our transportation and our heating entirely to electric.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy is right now, electric vehicles are 1% of Ottawa's stock. So they want to go from 1% to 100%. They want to eliminate all the driving in the downtown core to the market, for example. This is going to ruin the market. I mean, a lot of people simply won't go. They have the idea that they can get as many as 20% of the Ottawa population to walk and ride bicycles. Now, if you look at even Victoria, is not even close to 20%, and it has the best climate in Canada for walking and bicycling. Right now, it's less than 10% in Ottawa, and they want to go all the way to 20%. Also, the other thing here, they want to cover the city with 36 square kilometers of solar panels, you know, to try and meet their 100% renewable target. And it's interesting, the Ontario Society of Professional Engineers, here's what they say about recycling solar panels. They say Canada's regulations do not currently make the recycling of solar panels mandatory, nor do they provide guidelines for the use or disposal of panels that have reached the end of their lifespan, which is very short, typically 20 years. With the number of Canadian solar farms on the rise, we must bear in mind that there is a real need for thoughtful approaches to eventual decommissioning. Well, that's an incredible understatement, because by 2050, Canada is expected to produce 650 tons of solar panel waste, and 650 tons. Compare that with 350 tons, which we produced in 2016. So we're going to be going up from a few hundred tons to hundreds of thousands of tons, and we have no recycling plan. And you know, a lot of times when they just throw it into toxic into dumps, the toxic materials leaks out into the watershed. You know, and so even if you don't care about the impact on birds because of you know, the wind turbines, they can't dispose the wind turbine blades properly either. No. I mean, there's just so many things. And to pay the amount of money that we're talking about, which is approaching $60 billion on the part of a city that's only 1 million people, I think we probably have the most expensive climate change plan in the world, you know, for a city. And, you know, Parker Gallant, who's an electricity expert, he said, the only way this is going to happen is if Ottawa disconnects itself from the Ontario hydro grid, because with that much wind turbine power, which is 710 industrial scale wind turbines, much higher than the Peace Tower, not only are you going to have to cut down all the trees, you know, in the green belt, because you can't put them too close to houses and they can't be too close to each other. What he's saying is it will destabilize Ontario Hydro's grid. having so much flaky, unreliable, inconsistent power. So he's saying Ottawa is going to have to disconnect themselves from the Ontario hydro grid. So this plan is truly ludicrous. And we go through the numbers. We talk about, the assessed property value, how taxes are going to rise. We go through the whole thing. So people should sign up at icsc-canada.com, and we'll send them the report. We'll be blasting it out to the media as well, because people got to wake up. And, their big push for electric buses is going to leave a lot of people standing on the street corner at -30 until what? Internal combustion bus finally comes. Because these buses, they break down all the time. They've tested them in Germany. They don't make their expected range. And Germany is nowhere near as cold as Ottawa.
Can you imagine relying on an electric snowplow to clear the roads in Ottawa? Like, my head is just swimming with all the horrors that you've explained. And all I'm thinking is, boy, I hope to God the state of New York ramps up their electricity production, because Ottawa is going to have to buy a ton of it to support their bad ideas. If you'd like to get access to my show, as well as other great TV style shows too, like Ezra's Nightly, Ezra Levant Show, and David Menzies' Friday night show, Rebel Roundup, just go to rebelnews.com/subscribe. That's rebelnews.com/subscribe.